Yeah.
Hi!
Yeah. We're live on Facebook.
It's like, where are we?
Yeah, we are so excited.
Hello, everybody.
I don't have my remote with me, so I just have to push the button and then we just
and
go
then
live.
we just go. Here we
everybody
are.
Put your headphones on because we're plugged in, so they'll be able to hear us.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hold on, let me just get the mics over. I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Okay, is that Colleen?
Yeah.
Give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, next microphone. Same thing.
Number 4, this is Kristen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, next.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Perfect. All right.
I love perfect.
Hey,
Okay,
Facebook.
so do you want me to give you
Everyone's
audio
listening right now.
cues for the 4 minutes?
Uh,
Or would you rather just do it through?
Yeah, do you want to type them in on the pre-record on the computer? Or you can do, I don't care how you do it. You can do it audio, you can do it through the computer. What's easier for you?
If you can, let me do the computer. Let me do it through Skype. So I'm going to call you right now.
Oh, I'm not on Skype right now.
No, the studio computer.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I love perfect.
This is where Facebook gets to watch all the behind-the-scenes stuff that we go through.
Yeah.
So awesome, man.
But look at how cool this is.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Facebook Live
Yeah.
as I'm on it.
I know,
love
it's
it.
so great. Okay, so I'm going to get it rolling right now, so we have it rolling.
Okay, so
All
I'm
right,
calling
perfect.
you right
So
now on that
awesome.
computer.
That is so awesome.
Okay. I don't know what you want. Oh, do you want me to pick up right here?
We're going to check it out right
Okay.
and see what we look like.
I know.
Say hello to you. Yes.
This is super fun.
I just got to always make sure my sound is off.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the hard thing. I have
Yeah.
to leave my phone on.
Is it showing up now? Are we good? Yeah, I just saw the test.
You see that?
Yeah.
All right, I think I have your guests calling in on the wrong line, so let me get them calling in the right line.
Oh, okay. I always feel like it's such a cluster, you know.
All right,
It
hang
doesn't
on.
matter how much you
We're
do
getting your
it,
guest on
but
the phone.
you know,
It's just-
the behind the scenes is sometimes the best stuff.
This is
So-
the reality.
Hey, Colleen,
Yeah.
back off of your mic just a little bit. I'm getting
Sure.
a little poppy distortion.
Sure. So just for our Facebook friends, so that they know, I was looking at the stats, and we have 40 people that listen live in China on a regular basis every week for our shows.
How cool is that?
Isn't
you
that
can
really
see that?
interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that yesterday when I was looking at the stats. I thought that was really cool.
I love numbers like that.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, we're in.
Okay, I
think
have
it's
your
11 countries
phone
now.
guest on the line.
Okay, great. Hey, Laura, you there?
Yes, hi, Colleen. How are you?
Hi, good. I think they might need to test you. We can't hear you that well.
You can't. Can you hear your guest?
I can't hear Colleen.
I can't hear her though. What'd you say?
Yep.
Oh, I've already going. Oh crap.
Is that better?
I won't know if it dies, but well, I'll be able to see it on here, I guess.
Can you hear
Sorry.
that good?
I can hear. Someone can.
We can't hear her.
He moved it. Show her.
I saw that crap. Hold on.
Is that better?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Hello?
can hear you.
Can you hear that?
Okay, great.
Okay, I just moved it again. We'll see if it worked out.
Try it now. Can you hear your guest?
Can you hear me now? It's Laura.
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you, Laura. Is that better?
I can hear you too.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to turn yours is number, what number are you? 3?
Number 4.
You're 3.
You're
I think.
3.
Yeah.
And what's your guest name on the phone?
Laura.
Laura. Okay. Give me a quick 5, 4,
Is that
3,
better
2,
for
1
you, Angel?
countdown.
Sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
She's really loud, I realize. But the rest
All right.
of us
How's that
won't.
for you guys?
Yeah, she's just a little loud, but we'll be all right.
I've been told that before.
I can turn her down.
Yeah,
It's fine.
we'll turn you down just a tad. I think it's just the mic and how it's coming through.
All right. So if you're ready, I'm gonna text you through Skype the 4 minute down to 1 minute.
We're gonna have to move it again.
I'm sorry?
No, you're on.
Oh no, you're on. I'm looking
ahead,
at it.
we should be
Look.
able to see.
This is what you're that's what
okay.
we're seeing. You're on.
You're cut off. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, we're
On your
at a
screen.
delay.
Oh yeah, there's a huge delay too, yeah.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
All right, Colleen, I'll count you in.
Okay.
Do the 5-second countdown with the silent one, and then we're recording.
Okay.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. For all of our guests out there and our listeners, we'd like to welcome you to Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up today. We are super excited that you guys are here. I have some beautiful guests here in the studio. I have Kristen Lena
Yep.
here, as well as Angel Marie Monticelli. All right. And then on the phone, we have Laura with us today. And Laura, just really quick, if you don't mind chiming in and telling me how exactly do you say your last name? Because I've struggled with this on every show so far.
Colleen, you're not the only one. It's Kozelouzek.
Kozelouzek. Okay, good. Good to know. So we have a lot going on for you guys today, and I just wanted to tell you that the title of our show today is really about raising your vibration and doing that to live your best life. And I have some of the best people in the studio to be able to talk a little bit about that. And then I also have Laura on the phone, who is on the East Coast, and she creates workspaces so people can do their best work and raise their vibration. So I'm going to get caught up real quick with Lead Up for Women so we can go over events that we have coming up. I was just so lucky to be able to attend the Full Color Movement on Saturday, and Angel was there, and Crystal Richardson puts that on every first Saturday of every month. And for those of you that are interested in giving back and serving food to the homeless and celebrating with them and lending your time to people who need it the most, I definitely recommend going to the website Full Color Movement and seeing how you can either donate your time, your money, or your resources, because we all need to give back to those that have less than us. And so it was such an inspiring day. My heart was so full. It was so great to be able to spend that time with them. We've got some exciting events coming up. So on September 12th, we're in New York, and we have our luncheon going on in New York with the beautiful Katie Dalton. And then Laura, who's also on the phone, will be there as one of our panelists. And we're also going to be doing, of course, our Keep Smiling movement. Where we take photos with the Keep Smiling cards, and we'll have a member of the Keep Smiling Foundation there to be able to address us and let us know all about the Keep Smiling movement. And of course, everyone that's in attendance will be taking your photos. You'll also have the opportunity to take your photo, and we'll put them online. And you can join Matthew McConaughey and John Travolta and all the thousands of other people that have taken their photos and posted them online. So we welcome all of you to join us. And the easiest way to get tickets for that is to go to our website, leadupforwomen.com /events. So just click on events and look at our event that we have coming up, and we look forward to seeing you there. It's from 11 to 2. It's 3 power hours, and we're going to be at 20 West 22nd Street at the Hafala American Company on the 2nd floor. So all the information is out there on the website. Go check it out. And then I'm really excited because our paleo boss lady, who has been on the radio before, her name is V, she is going to be doing our September 17th webinar, which is our Teaching Tuesday webinar that we do once a month. And on September 17th, this is a free RSVP. So all of you can get out there and click on the RSVP. Again, you can do that under events, or if you need additional information, you're not sure how to do it, you can email me at info@leadupforwomen.com. But she's going to be teaching about healthy living because she lives with MS, and she had a lot of hurdles, was told that she wasn't going to be able to have children or live the life she wanted to live, and she beat the odds with the way she had decided to change her living and her healthy eating. And so it's possible to make that happen. So anyone who has a family member with MS, or if you're suffering with MS, or if you're just looking for a change in your healthy eating habits, I definitely would love for you to join us for that webinar. and that'll be live at 9 a.m. on September 17th, and that's Pacific Standard Time. And then we move on to October 10th in Denver. So we have Becky Easton, who is an attorney, joining us, as well as Laura Kozelouzek, and I know I'm going to say her name wrong too, and I apologize. She's a Chief Energy Officer and is the owner of Priority Retreats, and she helps you find yourself and have breakthroughs through outdoor retreats. Super awesome the way that she's able to do that. And so she'll be joining us, as well as Andrea Adams Miller. She'll also be there for the Keep Smiling Foundation and joining us as panelists. That'll be on October 10th at the Ritchie Center for Denver University. They have a VIP room there that we're going to be at. I'm super excited to be at the university. I think that'll be really fun. I think Angel's clapping. So I think she knows a little bit about that. And then, of course, we end our final year with our 10th luncheon on October 24th in LA. And I have two great people lined up for us. Her name's Laura, and her name's Jackie Tapias. I also have another panelist that's going to be joining us. V will be there and tell us her story about MS. So we've just got some wonderful, wonderful members, and we're spreading the word about how you can tap into your unique power, how you can leave your impression and fulfill your purpose on earth and be you. And trust in the universe and know that it will provide if you're giving everything you've got. So enough of me speaking. I would love to jump into my guest that I have here in the studio because, Kristen, I know you have an event coming up soon, right?
I do. I do. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I love being here. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I'm like, yeah, I get to talk. I do. So I am hosting a free workshop, and it's a workshop for women, and it's called Let's Get Real, How to Tell the Truth and Still Keep Your Friends, Your Job, and Your Husband. And I think awesome. That, I just out of the work that I've been doing over the last, 15 or so years in fitness and health and then coaching is, we're not really taught how to be truthful and honest and how to tell the truth in a way that isn't blaming and it's either passive. What I notice with women, it's either this passive aggressive, I'm going to hide it, hold it in, or kind of the other end of it, which is like, let me tell you what I think because I've been bottling it up. Yeah. And as someone who struggled with emotional eating and also coached women through emotional eating, that is one of the impacts of not speaking, of not having a voice, is we use substances like food or alcohol or shopping or whatever, right? Whatever it is.
Sure.
And
whatever to numb.
Exactly. To avoid, to deny. And so it's a huge passion of mine to teach women how to be authentic and actually share who they are. And I think telling the truth really starts with telling the truth to ourselves about ourselves.
Absolutely. That's probably the hardest part, right?
It is.
Because you have to be extremely vulnerable and shed those layers and shed those shields to be seen. And showing up is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do.
I think it is. And I think it's the most rewarding and the most fulfilling.
Absolutely.
And, what you said about, all of us using our unique gifts and being who we are and being authentic and being ourselves, that is probably the foundation, in all of the years of personal development and spiritual development work that I've done on myself. It has been learning to tell the truth about myself to myself. And it's a deep inner journey and it can be fun.
And good or bad. So being vulnerable. And I think that's the reason why so many people are afraid to show up, because if I show up now, I'm much more vulnerable and can be hurt.
Yeah.
And much more. But I couldn't experience the full breadth of joy, love, and happiness if I also don't show up.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's the things that we're most afraid to show people that also limits the ability for us to receive love, to receive joy, to receive happiness. So while it might be scary to be vulnerable, it takes a lot of courage to be authentic. It on the other side of that is our joy and is our happiness and our fulfillment. So I spent a lot of years not knowing who I was and pretending to be something that I wasn't. I think this is just kind of a natural of fitting in as we're young, saying, girls are taught to play nice with each other. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that.
Right.
But I think there's a way to be powerful in expressing who we are. And I love that you're here because it really is about shining who you are and giving people the space to shine.
Yeah.
You know, giving people the space to be themselves. And what would the world look like if we could teach our girls to speak up and to speak strongly and to allow other girls to do the same? I mean, that really is my mission.
Well, yeah, that's what this show podcast that I do every week stands for.
Yeah.
You know, that you don't need anyone's permission to lead your life, you know, so we want you to speak up. And use your voice and share your stories and not be afraid to share things you maybe have done in the past that weren't so great. Maybe you wronged someone or have regrets about things, but it molded who you are today. And be proud of where you came from and what your story is, and you have the power to rewrite whatever it is as you move forward.
Yeah, and I think, you know, what you're speaking to is, I think there's a lot of power in forgiveness.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of power. I mean, we
have some grace
have
with
some
yourself.
grace with yourself, with other people, you know, and really just the whole thing about you know, being our authentic, true, raw selves it's vulnerable and it's scary and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So tell someone that might be interested, if you're local, right? Because this event is in Arizona, so anyone who wants to come in town for that. First of all, what is the date?
Yeah, it's here in Phoenix.
Okay.
Exact location is still yet to be determined. Okay. October 1st from 6 to 9 p.m. And it's a free 3-hour workshop, and it's an experiential workshop. So you get to come into the workshop with an area or two in your life where you feel like, you know, I just don't feel like I can tell the truth. I just don't feel like I can say what I need to say and say it in a way that doesn't start World War III or make people mad or have me, you know, kind of bottled up or sugarcoating things and not really. And you know, telling the truth is all about authenticity, you know. And so how do we do that? And it's going to be really fun. And it is all for women. So I would say bring your girlfriends, bring your sisters, your cousins, your mom, you know, bring your little posse of people that, you know, you're ready to open up and deepen the relationship with. So here in Phoenix, October 1st, which is a Tuesday evening from 6 to 9 p.m. It's a free workshop.
How would if I wanted to register to find out how to go to the event, where would I go?
You would go to learntotellthetruth.com.
Okay.
And you can register. The spots are limited, so we'll have a maximum of 35 spots.
Yeah.
So I recommend share that, learntotellthetruth.com.
Yeah.
Share that with your friends, your family. This is for women. I have a huge passion, as you do, in teaching women how to hold their space and own who they are.
Okay. Learntotellthetruth.com. And I also want to make sure that you guys realize that we will put that in our comments section. So I will have Kristen go out there and put the website in the comments section. So for any of you that might be watching Lead Up for Women live, you guys can go ahead and you can get out there and you can go to Lead Up for Women on Facebook, and the comments section will be there. So you can click on that link. Thank you so much.
So instant. Everything's
I know. Isn't that so great? Yeah. Boom. So, Kristen, tell me one thing. If I'm attending, so I know I'm going, and I probably should go get my ticket. I've talked to you that I was going.
I'll hold a seat for you.
Thank you, and I know you invited me. But I would also like to I'd like to go ahead and talk to the people that are listening, and why don't you give them one thing that they can expect to get from?
Yeah. So one of the things that you'll walk away with are some really key, powerful phrases. So a lot of times, I have a degree in communication, a degree in speech communication. I find human communication fascinating. I find it fascinating that given that I have a perspective and I attach meaning to certain words, and so do you, that we actually are still here on the planet together. Because, I mean, that really is a source of a lot of conflict.
Yeah.
So what would it be like to have a couple of phrases that establish some ground rules in your communication with the person that means the most to you, or in your job, or with your movement, that actually has you empowered and them empowered.
Yeah.
And that's really like, so you're going to have some key phrases. One, and I'll just give you, should I give them?
I would go ahead. Yeah, why not?
So there's a phrase that I use with my clients that I use. And let's say you've got a relationship that's difficult. And here's how you know it's difficult. It goes the same way, right? So I say this, they say this, I say this, they say this, I feel bad about myself, or I feel unheard. And it probably every single time you talk to that person, it's a pattern that you've established. And so one of the things that you can do is you can request to renegotiate the terms of your relationship. And so you just have a conversation. I would like to renegotiate the terms of our relationship. And what I request is that I have some ideas that I'd like to share with you. And I request that you listen to these ideas. And then I'll let you know when I'm done getting it all out. I'll let you know when I'm done. And then we're open for discussion. Like, so we're opening up. So what would be possible? I did this actually with my brother. Danny, I love you. And I did this with my brother because I felt like we were getting to this point where I didn't feel heard. And so what I said to him is, I'd like to renegotiate the terms of our relationship. And he lives in New York. I could hear him. He goes, okay. Got very serious. But he listened to me in a new way.
Yeah.
He listened to me in a new way, not as my big brother, but as someone who could come to the conversation with something that I was going to request and need. And and the dynamics in relationships are very interesting. So that was a really powerful thing, and that is a way to set some boundaries. And that's a way to ask for what you need in a really powerful way.
Kristen, that's wonderful. And we're not done with Kristen yet. So you guys stay there. I know we have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to still talk to Kristen about all the final details of her event when we get back. So stay tuned. Are we on break?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
We're clear.
Okay.
Colleen, do you have a broadcast date for this?
A broadcast date? Yeah, it's on Wednesday at 10 a.m. This Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Okay, so 9/11.
No, it's from 10 a.m. to 9/11.
Gotcha.
Yeah, at 10 a.m.
Stand by. I'm going to save this file. I'll be right back.
Okay, that's good. Hey, Martha, I just wanted to say hi to you and Renee and Pamela. And let's see, we've got a lot of people. Amy, a lot of people have joined us. And I know I'm not, I don't have everyone on there, but I just wanted to say hi to everybody out there. Thank you for joining us today. You guys are getting a sneak peek because this isn't going to go live on Voice America until Wednesday, September 11th at 10 a.m. And that's when we normally do our Facebook Live, but we're pre-recording because I'll be flying to New York that day. So I can't really do the radio show live in the studio when I'm also on a plane heading to LaGuardia. So everyone cross your fingers for me because I am flying on September 11th.
Safe travels for sure.
All good.
And so we're going to be there for our luncheon on the 12th. So that's why I'm not going to be able to be here in the studio. So only Facebook is getting this first look, which is awesome because I love to do Facebook Lives because I think it's important for you to see the faces of those. And as soon as I figure out how to do Zoom really, really well and I'm able to do the Facebook Live with Zoom, then I'll be able to also have all of our guests that call in do the same thing.
Yep.
And so I'll be starting that hopefully next week.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on that. But anyway.
If you need help,
baby steps.
Yeah, if you need any help with that.
Yeah, I use Zoom all the time, and I do recordings all the time, but I don't go live on Facebook with Zoom. Yeah. So I know that you can click on it and do it. I just need to do it and make sure that it works well. And then I have to figure out if I do it with my phone or how that works and, where the phone's positioned. Right, all those logistics. That's the logistics of it.
Being an entrepreneur, I mean, it's never ending with the technology.
Okay, we're coming back.
Okay, sounds great. We're coming back.
I'll count you in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey there, listeners. Welcome back. You are listening to Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up, and I am your host, Colleen Biggs, and I am joined by the beautiful co-host of mine that I asked to come into the studio today, Kristen Lena. And we also have a guest on the show, Angel Marie Monticelli, who is going to be speaking here in just 1 minute, and then we're going to be speaking with Laura as well. So I'd like to finish up with Kristen because we went to break right when we were in the middle of the conversation that you were having with your brother, and do you believe it's because you brought it to the attention instead of it kind of just being the same? You know how it reminds me of what you do every day, like, hi, how are you? Fine. How are you? Are you really fine? Yeah. Are you fine? Are you happy? Are you sad? I ask people that all the time. Just fine? Like good, bad, don't seem fine? Yeah. Is that just a normal response?
Yeah.
But if you were to maybe ask someone, you know, a different question instead of how are you doing today, we just give these automatic responses back and forth to people because we just think that's what we need to do. Mm-hmm. But you don't really grow deeper in the relationship unless you change the conversation. Right?
Yeah. It's the niceties conversation. It's the surface conversation. And I actually really started to dive into this at around 32 when I realized that my relationship with my dad was like that. And my parents got divorced when I was 9, so I had spent 23 years away from my dad, so it was only on the phone that I got to actually have a relationship with him. And it was, hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good, how's the weather? Good, how is it there? And it was like a couple of questions, and then that was it. And I did that for 23 years. And I went, this doesn't work for me. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me. And we have to get over a lot of stuff, a lot of expectations that we have in relationships. And here's what I'll tell you. If you want powerful relationships and powerful communication, it's up to you. It's no one else's job. No one's going to come in and say, hey, you know, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for my dad to come in and be like, hey, honey, I don't really know you. I don't know who you are, and I don't know, you know, what you believe in and what's important to you. And he wasn't going to ever do that. And I could have been mad, which I was for a while in my life, and I could have been mad about that. Yeah. But I decided that I was actually going to be the one responsible for our relationship. So it's going to take, in order to have the kind of profound, connected relationships and that kind of communication, it's going to have to take, the first step is responsibility. So I get to be 100% responsible for the communication in my relationships. And when I am that, then I can make requests like that. So it does take saying, what do I want out of this relationship? I wanted to know my dad, and I wanted him to know me. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting for 23 years, and that didn't happen. And so I decided, well, you know what? It's up to me. I'm going to do it. And so I established like a routine, a time that we were going to talk every week. And I was actually going to ask him questions about his life, and inevitably he asked about mine. And my dad passed away last year. And in the 15 years that we had transformed our relationship, I knew him. Like I knew him, we were complete. And there's that to me is why we're here on the planet. In humanity is so that we can connect. So what you're talking about, like, hi, how are you? Good, how are you? It's these niceties. It's this like, well, I'm busy and you're busy. And I really, truly believe that humans want to connect. We really want to connect, and we don't know how. And it does take being responsible for creating that.
Okay, so October 1st in Phoenix, we're locking down the location, 6 to 9. If you want to learn to tell the truth, go to learntotellthetruth.com, and you guys can register. There's only 35 seats. So,
and
I doubt there's 35 left. So you want to jump in and get those for free workshop. I'm going to be there. Angel, you've got to show up and check it out.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So, Kristen, thank you so much for being here. And she's going to hang out with us in the studio. But I want to make sure we have time for the beautiful Angel, too, to talk about her Shine On movement, because there is a lot of light going on in this little tiny package sitting to my left here in the studio. And Angel, you bring so much energy, so much hope is the best word I can think of, because you represent to me like sunshine. You represent, doesn't matter what's going on in your life, just believe in yourself and believe that you're worth, no matter what it is, believe you're worth it and you're beautiful, and just let your inner soul shine. And so thank you for coming on to the show today, and you have so much to share with us, so I'll let you go ahead and talk a little bit about you.
Well, thank you, and I'm honored to be here and to be able to share with everybody, because the Shine On movement is about raising your vibration. And we can do that instantly. Anytime we can do that. But, we don't always, like you said, we don't take the time to give ourselves permission because we see our bank account. We see this, we see that. We see us being in a cubicle at work 9 to 5. But in reality, it takes 1 second to just bring it up and take that deep breath. And I encourage and invite everyone right now to take a deep breath.
Okay.
Take a really big, deep breath as I speak. Right now. Feel the love and the joy and everything. And as you release, let's release what no longer serves you. And you don't have to know what that is. And just let it go. Because what you just did, take another one as I speak. As you do this one more time, what's happening is you are raising the vibration of the whole planet. It radiates out. And it touches every human, every life. And that's what the Shine On movement's about. It's about raising, which you already did. You're part of it. There isn't anything you have to do special, but take the time to have that confidence, have that energy and joy, and take that 2 seconds to raise it. And thank you very much for saying that I shine. And it's on purpose because being diagnosed with lupus, fibromyalgia, arthritis, and Sjogren's, and a smashed foot that they want to completely replace, the whole bone joint, even walking is a challenge. And being in that pain, but you know what happens? When you're in a place where you're bringing your vibration up, your brain can't do 2 things at one time. So I'm not in any pain. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
If you're in chronic pain, I really invite you to actually sing, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, because actually it will change what you think about, you bring about. It's part of all of it.
It is.
I love her.
It is,
I
right?
mean, I just met her, and I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
It is your mindset.
Yeah.
I use that analogy, with your thoughts all the time. Have you ever heard a book drop off the counter and all of a sudden your whole body got hot and you jumped back and you got scared and you started shaking and your blood pressure went up? Were you ever in danger? Or did you just think you were in danger, but your whole mind and body reacted to it?
And that's the hardwire.
Exactly, the hardwire. So what we think we are, we are.
Absolutely.
What our reality is, we've created.
And we can't do two things
Right.
at one time.
Yeah.
So how much time do you really spend in a daydream? And this is one of my challenges I give my empowerment coaching students and Reiki students, is how do you do that? Take 10 seconds right now. Right now, close your eyes and
Okay.
for 10 seconds,
Okay.
I would like you to visualize what you desire, because you deserve it. So taking 10 seconds. Bam. You just created that vibrational field. And what happens in that field of positivity, it goes out to the universe, to the world, to your community, to your family, your friends. But most importantly, you just raised your emotional with your heart. You came from here and you became responsible. Responsible for your vibrational field. And what that is will come to you. It's already starting. It's already starting. And that's the Shine On movement. But it's just so exciting.
Yeah.
And that's how the book was born, how the song was born. Everything was to remind you to stay in that place.
Yeah. That's great. So the book that you wrote, Shine On, which for those of you on Facebook can see it in the studio, tell me a little bit about the book. By reading the book, what am I going to gain from the book? You told a little bit about it, but what would I get from the book? What is it about? And then where would I find the book if I wanted to go online to?
Okay, the book was born because of the Shine On movement. And what you can do, it's 52 different, and I'd like you to pick one.
52
different secrets. And what happens is you pick one a day maybe, or one a week, and we call it a focus word.
Oh, nice.
So what'd you pick?
Okay, so I went straight to exercise.
Exercise. So
I just opened it.
it takes you maybe 2 minutes to read it. What's the quote? Can you read me the quote?
Exercise is personal power in action.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right from there. It comes from the inspiration inside of you. And then it gives a definition. And the fun thing about it is Shine is in there. That's my dog. Yes, Shine.
Oh, see, I didn't know Shine was your dog.
Yeah,
Aw.
she's my dog.
Did you guys see that on Facebook? Isn't that great? Oh, I
And
love
she
that.
speaks about what she thinks of exercise.
Yeah.
So in every chapter, I've had people take my book and they just read the whole book, just like that, just what Shine says. It's so funny.
Well, what I love is that you have, it's each chapter, each 52, so there's 52 secrets, and each secret, if you open it up, it talks a little bit about exercise, but then there's an action step. And then there's, today I'm going to play with exercise in this way, then you write.
So it's a workbook.
Yep, it's a workbook. So patience. Ooh, that's a good one for everyone, right?
Any moms in the
Patience. Yeah,
house?
right away I'm like, patience is, and then today I'm going to play with patience in this way. And you write down how you're going to play with patience. And then a secret number 20 is intuition, which I love because I talk about how women just have a mean intuition. And
Men do too.
Yeah, they do.
I call that the gut.
It is the gut. It's the gut feeling. I call it spidey senses for people. And when you get that that feeling, you need to do something, and then we don't react on it, or we say, "Oh yeah," because you have exactly 5 seconds. Mel Robbins will tell you.
Yes, she will.
You have exactly 5 seconds before everything in you will start talking yourself out of it. And then when we don't do, I knew I should have done that, because that intuition it's just believing in yourself to trust it.
Believing and giving yourself permission.
Permission.
Being aware.
Yeah.
And not going to that hardwired where we go to flight or fight.
Yeah.
And this is something that I do on stage and ask everyone to get up. But the thing is raising the vibration of people, they can think and they have more clarity.
Yeah.
And focus when you're moving.
Yeah.
When you're raising it. Yeah. So thank you. Yes, the book has been an amazing success. We're on my second
I love it.
edition of that. I'd love for you to pick one. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Why did
that's okay.
Kristen picked lack. I don't know if she. Hey, it's just whatever you open it up to, right?
Lack is an illusion. There are always more crayons to create your world. Yes, there are, sister.
Yes,
Isn't that
I
great?
will just put this. Buy this.
No, I am.
Yes.
I'm picking that
Yes.
book up for sure.
Oh, well, thank
Yeah.
you.
So, how would someone purchase this book? Because I can't say enough about it. It truly is a workbook of 52 secrets of success to create a higher self-esteem, confidence in yourself, right? Because that's our biggest struggle. I can sit and shower Kristen and shower you, Angel, with compliments till the end of the earth on how wonderful you are. And then when someone compliments us, we go, oh, I start squirming in my seat a little bit. That's really uncomfortable. Yeah, well, it's not. Yeah. And we just kind of push it off. But this helps us believe in ourselves, because what we think we are, what we put our minds to, and what we believe we do. And this helps you as a workbook, kind of that step by step, day to day.
And it doesn't take that long. So that's what the wonderful thing about it is.
Yeah.
And if you would like to invest in yourself and invest in the book, then go to Amazon right now.
Okay.
And Amazon, just shine on and put Angel Marie.
Yeah.
You don't even have to put my last name, I don't think.
Just
but
Angel Marie, Shine On.
shine on.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great. That's wonderful. Now, Angel played a song on Saturday, and we have a few minutes till break, so I thought now would actually be a good time to play the song. And then when we come back from break, we'll talk about how anybody out there who wants to get in contact with you, Angel, could reach out to you, because you coach people, you do Reiki sessions, you are a speaker. So there's so much that you do. I'd like you to tell everyone how they can get in contact with you when we come back from break as well.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Would you like me to play it now?
Go ahead, let's play it.
This was so exciting to be able to sing the song, write the song, and be able to have people, and if you listen to the words, it's really expressing how to raise your vibration.
Shine on. I only know this song because it's Saturday. Shine, shine, shine on. Isn't that the best?
I love it. Wow.
So awesome. Love it. Right? All right, so everybody out there who's listening to this song right now, they just go to YouTube?
They can just go to my YouTube
And
channel.
just put Shine On or put in Angel Marie Shine On YouTube.
Angel Marie Shines.
Angel Marie Shines. And then they can get this song. This is such a great song, especially if you do it in a group of people. It's just a good song to play and get up and all dance to it. And you must play this every single time that you...
Everywhere I go.
Yeah, everywhere you go,
absolutely.
yeah.
I go everywhere I go. I play this, and people want to get up. They want to be engaged. They want to feel valued.
Yeah.
And this helps them to feel valued, and it gets you up and moving.
I love
and it
it.
changes the whole atmosphere of any event that I'm at.
It's so wonderful. Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, ladies, we're going to go to break. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Stay with us.
Be just who you are.
Are we clear?
We are clear.
All right, Facebook, you guys are listening to this song. It's awesome.
Yeah, if
You're the shining star.
Everyone do me a favor and just stay consistent with the microphone, just about a fist away. Because when you start floating back or leaning back, then it's hard to hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm all over the place, but thank you. No, I do the same
Yeah,
thing.
because
That's all right.
when you look at me, it kind of takes. So that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to look at me.
I want to look at you.
I do too.
But that's okay.
I want
'cause-
them to hear you.
I know Facebook is right here, and I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And by the way, on Facebook, you guys can go and look at all the comments, and there will be all the contact information on how you get a hold of Angel, all the contact information for how you get a hold of Kristen, and so we will have all of that information out there for those that are on the phone or listening through the podcast. That's why we give as much information as we can over the podcast, so they can also go and look up the information as well.
I had her to pick another one.
Oh.
And she picked happiness, which is my favorite quote of the whole entire book.
Happiness is feeling like you are on vacation all the time.
Oh, it's so great.
And you know what?
I love
really,
it.
when you're in that field of belief, and
Yeah.
I am, every day I am on vacation. There's nothing I have to do, I gotta do. There isn't. I want to do the
great.
laundry. I want to take the dog out. I want... When you
Yeah.
change those words, that vibrational
Yeah.
field is so powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming back.
All right. Thank you.
And in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey there. Welcome back to Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up. I am your host, Colleen Biggs, and I am being joined in the studio with Kristen Lena and Angel Marie Monticelli with Shine On. Angel Marie Shines. And we were just wrapping up in our last segment, singing Shine On, a song that Angel wrote and produces. And she plays it wherever she goes. And she does so much more than just has a book. Talk to our listeners a little bit about what you do and how someone can get in touch with you if they would like to be part of your movement.
Thank you. What I do is help you to really ignite that inside, for you to step into your confidence, understanding energy to have more energy, but also to release energy and let go of those old programmings, and that is in your energy field, to release that. And then also to have more joy, because a lot of us, we don't know what makes us happy anymore. And I find that in a lot of people. So what I do in my coaching and then also on stage is help the whole audience, not just one-on-one, yes, coaching, but one-on-a-many, to hundreds to 200 to 300 people at a time, to shift their perception, their mindset. Just that little tiny bit will help in your life to be more productive and have more fun. But I think the biggest one is to connect to yourself and have more confidence in yourself. And that's the big one, is to be able to do that. And I love to go to events and be on stage. And how you can reach me is, please reach out to my publicist, Martha Brock Leffridge, at 480-570-1118. And call Martha, get on my schedule. I would love to be on stage and really share the Shine On movement. And we also have a Shine On movement ambassador program that I'd love to talk to you about.
Great.
So get with me and we can talk about how you can become, because I would love that.
Yeah.
You become an ambassador. There's not much you have to do. You're already doing it.
Yeah,
you know,
I
you're
would
already
love that.
raising it.
Yeah.
But being an ambassador,
Say the number one more time.
It is Martha Brock Leffridge. And it's 480-570-1118.
Wonderful, Angel. Thank you so much for being with us today. And she's going to stay in the studio with us while we jump on over to our other guest, Laura.
Those hearts and mics.
Yes. So Laura, I just wanted to bring you in quickly because you're going to be our panelist in New York, and we are getting toward the end of the show, and I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to talk with us a little bit about everything you've been able to do, because I'm really impressed with your resume. So Laura, welcome. Your resume is so long. I have a photo of Laura right here that I'm showing our Facebook friends. But I was just reading through this last night, and I know you created Quest Workspaces, really helping business owners have an inclusive workspace solution. But I'd love to know a little bit about your story, because you donate so much money and have given away so much and do so much for other people. And I'd love to hear more, or have your listeners hear more.
Sure. I'll try. I'll do my best to get it into a few minutes. We could talk more, I guess, on the panel as well. But which I'm really looking forward to. So, I'll just take a second to tell you a little bit about Quest Workspaces. We're a boutique co-working space with 12 locations in South Florida and 2 in New York as well. And it's, when I say boutique, it's, for me, I've had a lot of experience working in a lot of large companies, and for me, this is it's my passion project. And the reason I chose the name Quest was because it really was my journey professionally and personally, and it's evolved from my professional experience, but also bringing to the table what I believe a really holistic workplace culture really should be, in terms of how people work together, how they communicate together, how they help one another, how they really bring each other up. And one of our taglines, for example, that sort of summarize what we stand for is really, it's your story, your dream, and your quest. So we're very, very much, client focused, and the idea is that, through creating this community, it's not just about providing the nuts and bolts that's going to make their company more successful and really support the business just logistically, but it's really about what each individual brings to the table and how they can help each other thrive and grow. So, it's been an amazing journey. I've had Quest now for 10 years, and it's been a very fun, I guess I could say kind of entrepreneur roller coaster ride. And it's never, I think, in listening to your other guest speakers, I think what everybody shares is that, there's this, it's never just a one way up, and it doesn't, it's your trajectory is never just a straight line. There's ups and there's downs, and there's roadblocks and there's bumps and there's hurdles. And, I look back in my career and getting to this point, I mean, there were times where it's, I felt like I wasn't going to even pick myself back up again to start another company. And to just give you a little, I can tell you a little bit of the story. I started a lot of businesses when I was young, and I learned a lot of things through the early years and made a lot of mistakes. And I worked for a lot of large hospitality companies. Then I worked for a large co-working, well, back then it wasn't even called co-working. I worked for a large flex space company throughout the 90s. And I think there's probably been 3 major downs where I literally felt like I lost everything and had to restart. So the interesting thing, and it's, it's kind of a long story, so I don't think really have time to get into the details of it, but the one takeaway that I really got from that is that it's almost like a muscle, right? The more downs you have to sort of navigate through to sort of rebuild yourself, the more powerful you become. And you realize, and you can take the ups and downs, and you kind of just, you ride them versus getting clobbered by them. Like, getting knocked over by the wave, you kind of ride that wave. Yeah. And, I feel like at this point in my life, it's sort of a culmination of all that. So it really feels fantastic.
So thank you for sharing that, by the way. And I feel like in the downs, that's that's when we have to really dig deep and get to work on ourselves and understand ourselves. And so we always come out stronger, on the other end.
Yeah,
I feel like it's growth,
absolutely.
Yeah,
it's and it's funny. You have to be extremely introspective, because oftentimes when you go through anything in life, in this case, I'm talking about sort of professionally, but even personally, where you go through something in life that's devastating and doesn't turn out quite the way you want it to. Oftentimes it affects your decisions going forward because you're fearful. And I think, the sort of the best advice, or the best, the most important thing anyone can do for themselves at that point in time is really take a step back and give yourself time to really understand the decisions that you're making as a result of it. And I know that because I caught myself when the company that I had prior to Quest Workspaces was a company that I had partners with, and we had built this amazing company from zero to $25 million in a matter of like 4 or 5 years. And then the recession hit, and I literally spent the year just unwinding the business and trying to save employees' jobs. And, at the end of all of it, I was no longer the CEO of my business, and I was starting over again. And I started, this is as I was beginning Quest Workspaces, and I found myself saying things, and I can't remember someone said on the show something about how important the words you choose and the phrases you use, and catching what's going on in your head. Because at that point, I kept saying to myself, okay, I'm going to start this new company. And I would tell people, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. And I realized how I sounded. And that's the last thing an entrepreneur should be doing, is doubting themselves. Because if you go in with that kind of doubt, you're never going to be successful. So luckily, I'd been through it enough that I caught myself and I caught what I was doing. And I really, I had to sort of give myself an attitude adjustment. And, it's, for everybody, that's different. It could be going to a seminar. It could be getting a coach. It could be just, giving yourself time to sort of, manage that inner voice. And in doing so, I really came out and I said, what, this is, I'm going at this full on. And in my mind, I sort of adjusted that mindset and said, there's no way we're going to fail. Like, I know what we're doing. I know what we need to do, and that was been my mentality, for the last 10 years, and it's served me well. But I have to tell you, everyone's human. You go through those periods of time.
It's a very important message that you're sending, because it is about how we believe in ourselves, and if those are the words, then those are exactly what becomes the reality. And just to spend a little bit of time so that everyone understands what a powerhouse you are, and one of the reasons why I'm super excited to have you as a panelist. And I couldn't do your entire story for an entire hour because I needed to tease people so that they would still want to come to the New York luncheon, but you guys have 12 locations, right? 10 in Florida. You said Miami's third largest co-working operator. You have 2 in New York. You have over 3,000 clients and 360,000 square feet. So in just 9 years, I just want to share this. You guys have become the leading brand, featured in over 65 publications. We've highlighted you as well. Wall Street Journal, CBS News, Fortune Magazine, New York Times, named one of the Incorporated 5,000's fastest growing private companies in 2016, and voted best place to work every year since 2012. Wow. That is pretty impressive. Right?
Wow. Thank you. Here's the funny thing is that, thank you. But I'll tell you, when I started the company, it wasn't, I had worked with, and I had been a partner in several fast-growing companies. And the objective with Quest really wasn't about, creating quick, large scale and speed to market. And it was really, I wanted to do it my way. And I told myself, listen, I don't care if I open one location. I don't care if I open 2 locations. It doesn't matter the speed at which we did it. I just wanted to be really, really proud of what we were creating, and I wanted to be the best in every market we were in. And I think, when I look back, that is what I'm most proud of. As we've grown, the culture has gotten stronger, our brand's gotten stronger, and we haven't lost. And that to me is more important than anything. And then, in this day and age in our industry, for those of you that have been reading about, what's going on in the co-working world, it's so much of it is about raising a lot of money and just opening locations and being large. And one of the things that I've been really proud about is that I think this is the inspiring story, is that, I started the company with $50,000, and we literally grew, we've grown to about a run rate of about 20 million, and we have no debt. I have no partners. I have no investors. And, and that was, some people might say that's crazy. You should have, you could have grown faster if you'd done it differently. But it was my choice. It was, we talked earlier about being authentic, and for me that was important. And, I guess the message that I want to tell everybody is that, if you have a dream, you've got an idea, anything's possible. It really is. I mean, there are, and this I can talk more about on the panel.
Yes.
There are success stories that I had throughout the way, and things that I was able to achieve that I look back and go, gosh, I had no business, becoming a tenant in the Time Life building as a little small startup company. And, and I look back and I say, gosh, what was it? It wasn't my experience, wasn't my reputation, and those things certainly helped. But I think it was more about me just believing that I should be there. And when I got in front of the right people and I shared my dream, I shared my story, I shared my passion, people bought into it. They felt moved by it, and they wanted to be part of it. So, I think for any, this carries over into all aspects of life, but it's certainly as an entrepreneur and as anybody wanting to achieve certain, goals professionally. I mean, I think that's probably the most strongest message I could send, is that if you believe it, you're passionate about it. And I love the quote of, happiness and living every day like a vacation. Because if you do, people want to be, they want to be around you. They want to be part of what you're doing. And it talks about giving off like good vibrations.
It's infectious.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We're all nodding over here.
Yeah.
Infectious.
Laura, how does someone get in contact? Is it questworkspaces.com?
Correct. That's our website.
Okay.
It's we're very transparent and a very friendly organization. And my email is Laura at Quest Workspaces. So we're all very approachable.
Yeah, good.
And you can learn more about us, and hopefully I get to meet some of your listeners in person.
So everyone who's listening, it's questworkspaces.com. Laura, if you want to jump out to our Lead Up for Women Facebook page and put a comment in the live video, that would be great. And everyone has that information. Or you can reach Laura at questworkspaces.com. Laura, thank you so much for being here with us today. And I look forward to meeting you in person on Thursday at the luncheon. So those of you, again, just go to leadupforwomen.com and get registered for that event. And Laura, we'll see you then. Thank you so much again for joining us today.
You.
And I know we've only got like probably 30 seconds left. So I just want to let everyone know that next week on our show, that we've got the following week on September 18th, we're going to have all of our luncheon attendees, a couple people, they'll be calling in and telling about their luncheon experience. We'll have Becky Easton with Easton Law here as a special co-host. I'm also going to be bringing in Carrie Schneff from Schneff Farms here in Arizona, who runs an entertainment farm. So something totally different that we haven't had on the show, but she's a female and who is a powerhouse and also empowers other women. And so just at the end of the show, I want all of you to remember that you are the only you that has ever been, and you are the only you that will ever be. So use your life wisely, live your purpose, shine on, and don't be afraid to tell the truth, right? So let's talk the truth and shine on. Kristen, thank you. Yeah. Angel,
thank you so much.
Thank you
Shine
so
on.
much. Shine on. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us this week.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yay!
Laura, thank you so much. It was on purpose that I had you last because I did want to bait everyone for them to be able to come to the luncheon to be able to learn more about you, because we'll have full coverage in our magazine, which then gives a lot more information about you, and they'll be able to meet you as a panelist, and we highlighted you in our Thrive Thursday. So thank you again so much for allowing us to use your success so much in our stories to get the messages to women. Appreciate that. And I think Laura's gone. Okay. So
Yeah,
Facebook.
she dropped off the line.
Okay, that's fine. So Facebook, thank you for joining us today. We want to say goodbye, shine on, and I'm going to turn off that for now. And then I think what we'll do, you got it? You want to just hit stop?
Finish.
And then I'd like to take a photo. I don't know if I